Salutations, everybody. How's it going? It is time for another episode of Super Mario RPG with TTromPlaysGames. Hope everyone's doing awesome today. Yet another instance of starting the episode nowhere near where I was at the end of the previous one. Well, I do have some explaining to do, especially with this episode, because a decent amount has happened in between. I did not mean to initiate this fight, but meh, whatever. What are you gonna do? A lot has happened in between. So where should I begin, really? Well, I wanted to actually be here at the sunken ship because I wanted to show y'all what I've been doing. One of the few things I wanted to talk about that I've been doing off camera in between this episode and the previous one. See this Dry Bones right here? He conveniently always spawns a battle of 5 enemies, and as you know, Dry Bones come back within a few seconds of you defeating all the enemies within a Dry Bones related fight, and as a result, you can basically sit here and grind and get a whole bunch of experience. And you literally I just kept repeatedly using Thunderbolt here as Mallow and just disintegrating all these enemies with lightning repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again. And then watch, the Dry Bones, as you know, will just literally just come back and you just do this over and over and over again. Boring? Yes. Time consuming? Yes. But I sat here and did it for a little while. And I think as I pause the screen here, you'll see the fruits of my labor, and it was worth it. Boom! I literally ended, I want to say the previous episode around like maybe, I don't know, the whole party had like maybe like 20 to 21 levels. Now everyone is at either 25 or 26. So I decided to leave it at here for now. Let's just say that I know that I'm getting into the last few areas of the game. I'm pretty sure there's a lot to go still, but the volcano, based on what I do know about the game, is one of the last few areas of the game, so you know, I figured I wanted to try to put myself at a certain level where maybe I don't have to backtrack as much, you know, going forward. So that was my logic behind sitting there for a while and duking it out with those enemies over and over again to make this happen. And then a couple of other things happened. I also went back and did the it took me forever. Actually, I don't know. It probably didn't take me as long, obviously, as the grind for levels, but it definitely took me a while to finally do the climb the paratroopas at Land's End, but do it fast enough to get an extra item. And I got the extra item. It's this right here at the very bottom. It's the Troopa pin, but its stats that it gives me are below what I want at this point in the game, so I didn't really bother equipping it after I saw that. And then the Ghost Medal is what you get after you complete the 3 Musty Fears side quest, which I did off camera as well. And, you know, unfortunately, both the Ghost Medal here and the Troopa pin, you know, probably at that point in the game they would have been okay, but at this point I'm just kind of like, meh, I'm not really feeling it in terms of you know, in terms of keeping them equipped, because, like, just take a look at how, like, even, like, Mallow and Peach, I guess, doesn't do anything that bad, but, like, just all the stats drop and everything, and I'm just not feeling it. So, at the time, they probably would have been nice, but now that I'm so much further in the game, they're kind of, you know, they're just kind of like, it is what it is. Also, if you weren't here for the previous episode, I also now have the Lazy Shell weapon for Mario, which is apparently his best weapon, which is awesome, and the Lazy Shell armor, and I put it on Princess Toadstool because it's, like, extremely awesome defense, and if there's anybody in the party I want to have good defense, it's the princess, because I need her alive and well to do healing all the time. So that's my logic behind that. And yeah, going forward into the volcano, this is probably going to be my party as well, because Mallow knows Snowy, and pretty sure there's a lot of enemies in the volcano that'll be weak to Snowy, so that's that. I'm pretty sure I caught you up on more or less everything that has been going on off camera. So now I have to fight my way back out of the sunken ship here and continue on. Last time we were just about to enter Barrel Volcano, so I guess you could argue that things were about to heat up, as it were. So, will I be able to handle it? Hopefully with all this grinding and stuff, that'll at least help, you know what I'm saying? So, yo, Drew, a couple of videos ago said in the comment section that he appreciated my lightning orb impression, so, yep, shout outs to you, sir. Thanks for the positive feedback, I appreciate it. Anyway, let's do this thing. I'm actually really excited because, I don't know, with this grind in my back pocket, I feel a little bit more confident going forward because, you know, I don't know. I feel a little bit more prepared now. If I rendered the entire rest of the game completely and utterly breakable, shattered because of this level up process, well then, oh well, but I'm still gonna have fun rattling off the rest of the game anyway, so let's just see how much of a help, or barely even mattered, doing all of this stuff off camera was by just taking our newly evolved, leveled up selves to the Barrel Volcano. Right into the middle of the crater, and here we go. This is just, I gotta say, a really, really awesome soundtrack to kick it off, man. Some really mean bass is exactly what I'm looking for. That's really cool. Oh, some more Shogun action, I see. Right, that's your name, right? Oh, now you're just called an armored ant. Fair enough. And Magmus. Anywho, let's see if Snowy really does pack a wallop in this area. The graphics on the lava is also pretty cool. Very intimidating. Well, those Magmites definitely, Magmites. Weren't they called Magmites before they were called, whatever they were called now? Unless they were just Magmites, I don't freaking know. I already forget. I'm not paying any attention. Magmus. I don't know. Whatevs, man. One thing I should have done is probably gone shopping for some more items, because I did blow several syrups, giving myself more and more flower points to continue that level up grind that I did for a little while there. But I guess we'll just keep going for now. I mean, how does my item stash look? Yeah, I mean, it could be worse, right? Oh yeah, some pure waters that I don't even really want. I got those from the grind, so I'm just gonna toss those. I can't really sell them for money anyway, because I'm, as you can see, maxed out on coins, so. Red Essence, oh yeah, don't be attacked for 3 turns. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Hey, Dry Bones. I was just talking about you earlier, man. And look, it's Donkey Kong, but not Donkey Kong. Man, that's hilarious. What's he called now? Chained Kong. And a Vomer? Vommer? That's... I don't even know. Did they even bother to change the sprite this time around? I don't know, man. Alright. Snowy time. They don't particularly look like fire enemies, so maybe I shouldn't be using Snowy this time around, but meh. I guess I am right now anyway. Well, it definitely hurt that Dry Bone / Vomer pretty well, I guess. 54 damage! So yeah, these enemies can still hit for a lot, obviously, so it's not like the level up process was a complete and total way to make damage not happen in super high amounts, clearly. Especially this late in the game, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Let's go with that. Peach levels up. I'm going to... That means I'm going to mess with the experience booster again. I guess I'm going to give it to Bowser now. I don't know, everyone's so close now. I guess I could have gave it to Mallow, because he's 25, but eh. Everyone's so dang close now. and decently leveled up that I'm a little less worried about it now. Rotate control pad, having a good old day. I bet that's like super loud in the mic. Might be if it is. I love the size of the lazy shell. No wonder it's Mario's best weapon in the game. It's pretty OP looking. Hey, a flower. We take those. Abso-freaking-lutely we do. I'm low on stuff anyway, so let's just attack this guy with physical stuff. Now I got Sticky Glove, which just turns Mallow's hands into one big ol' arm. I didn't even need... He's that weak. I might as well not use Snowy if those Magmus enemies are that weak and have that little health. Conserve my flowers. Yeah, that definitely would be way more worth it. Coins, don't bother, T-Trom, you're already full, so yeah, I'm just gonna walk away from that. Yeah, there's little point to attacking the Magmus enemies with anything other than just the physical attacks that are hitting just as hard. You know what? I remember that previous incarnation of that enemy also being fond of Luckies, so I'm not surprised that Magmus, rather, just dropped a Lucky. I'm not surprised at all. Again, I really like the graphics here. It's super, like, just in your face and abrasive. You can just kind of feel the heat coming off it, which is, I'm assuming, the thing they were looking for, the whatever you want to call it, the vibe they were looking for, if you will. Hey, yeah, cool. Let's quickly run to the next room. There might be more stuff to fight. Ooh, 2 level ups. Whatever happened there. Mallow reaches 26. Did you see that huge thing that I just hit? Was I supposed to fight that? But I just totally cheesed it. Whatever, I'll take it. Bowser and Mallow both level up. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I'm gonna switch the experience boost back to Mario then, because I'm heading towards 27 now with him. This is fun, just playing hot potato with the experience boost, like I said. It's kind of... I wish you could, like, grab an item and then scroll. I have to keep, like, flip-flopping it between, like, doing this and stuff, you know what I mean? But, whatever. Actually, I'm gonna slap the amulet on Mallow for a bit, so when I do use Snowy against fire enemies, it can be even, like, more devastating. I don't know, I'm just experimenting now, fam. I was kind of expecting Mallow to attack first, but then again, he's not attacking first anymore because he doesn't have the Zoom shoes anymore. That explains it. What are you doing, Chained Kong? Definitely not Donkey Kong. And we'll just keep using physical attack. Still 120. Dude, even the princess's physical attacks are not doing too shabby amounts of damage. I know that the whole thing, I guess, about the lazy shell armor is that it boosts your defense but dramatically decreases your offense. But, you can hardly tell, at least with the way she's fighting right now, which pleases me greatly. Alright, let's jump back and forth between these folks. Why not? Shoutouts to Angel Golden Knight for telling me that it's kind of pointless to use Ultra Jump when there's only one enemy. I kind of was doing it just because I thought that it was stronger offense-wise, but Super Jump does only focus on one enemy, whereas Ultra Jump, if there's more than one enemy, Mario like sort of bounces back and forth between them. So I can kind of see why it's kind of pointless to waste the extra flower points when there's only one enemy. It makes sense to me now. I'm learning, I'm learning. Thanks for not giving me any chance to avoid that. Mr. Vomer, aka definitely totally not dry bones in 100 million years. Why on earth would I... Did you see that tasty timing? Oh boy, Mallow. You need a pick-me-up, don't you? Well, not literally a pick-me-up. But you need some therapy, so let's do that. You're very welcome, Mallow. And let's kick the shell into this guy here to finish it off. Excellent. 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 Alright, so where is this dragon dude we have to fight? Well, we still, like... Okay. What kind of bizarre... What is this thing? It's like half of a golem with legs and... What am I looking at? A corkpadite. And the body in a pyrosphere. A corkpadite and the corkpadite's body, I guess. What the heck, man? What should I prioritize? Should I prioritize the body or the corkpadite itself? I was just trying to say we need to find that dragon or whatever so we can try to finally put the kibosh on this chapter of the game, but, ooh, Snowy was awesome there. Had like 400-something damage, that was crazy. Mario 27. Good stuff. Alright, attack, please. There we go. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm actually pretty sure that 30 is the level cap for this game, so... We're fast approaching it, fam. If I'm, like, super buffed out for, you know, these final few areas, I don't really think I mind, because we need to show the baddies towards the end of the game who's boss. And if we're boss, by having all of that extra hit points and attack power and stuff, then, I mean, who's going to complain? I won't complain. I still think it's entertaining, even if the game sort of becomes trivial in spots. What's the sense in just saying it's completely unworth it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see this game through to the end credits, dadgummit. No, I would not like to gamble away my what. Okay. So I also want to swap the experience boost again. Let's go Geno this time, so we'll bring all the way up here. So I need to... Why did I do that? I need to move the experience to Peach and then swap, and there we go. Cool. And then... Yeah, I guess that looks okay for now. Experience booster goes on Geno now. I would be using Geno more right now, probably, but using Snowy against the fiery enemies, like those pyrospheres and stuff, and that weird golem, thing, is a bit more tempting right now, so that's why he's sticking around for a little bit. That might be my team to end all teams, though, in terms of this game's setup, like my Mario, Geno, Princess combo, I'm a huge fan of. In fact, I wanna bring Bowser in just for giggles, but like I'm nervous because because of enemies like this, but also yeah, like they said the freaking Tsar Dragon or whatever lives here, and I don't know how far away we are to fighting that dragon, so I don't really want to like be caught with. I don't want to be caught unarmed. You know what I'm saying? Darn it, I don't have enough for Snowy. Well, hopefully Thunderbolt will be somewhat effective. I defeated the body of that thing, so that's somewhat helpful, right? Nice, way to finish it off, Princess. Alrighty. Let's take a turn to Syrup, why not? I'm not really afraid of this fireball. And here we go. Since I'm kind of talking about levels and stuff a lot in this particular episode, what would you say, like, for those that, like, what do you think is the minimum level you think you could possibly get by with in this game? Like, have any of you tried, like, really, really low percent runs where you, like, what was a frog coin? Oh, wait, you know what? I think I heard that you can actually boost off the lava, and yeah, cool. I'm not really interested in, like, farming frog coins anymore. I basically got what I wanted with the frog coins, but I wanted to see if that was true. And it's true. You can, in fact, bounce right off the lava. Oh, what am I doing? Those things are only vulnerable to special attacks, right? Whatever. Snowy again. But, yeah, have any of you tried, like, intentionally making yourselves weaker, or intentionally not leveling up very much at all in order to make the game super hard? I bet there's speed runs of that now that I'm thinking about it. Actually pretty darn interesting. There's Gino's level up. Thank you very much. Experience booster. What would I be doing without that thing? I tell you what. Alright, let's, these like donut platforms. What am I... Oh, I dodged. Dodge him. Does that keep, like... Does that take health? I wonder. Oops. I hit the loading zone. Anyway. No, it doesn't actually appear to be doing any damage because I'm still 200 out of 200 for Mario's health there. Anyway, hope y'all don't mind me doing the switcheroo again on Experience Booster. Funsies, funsies. Alright, and... I mean, it doesn't take too long to do it anyway, so... If y'all are not into it, just go ahead and feel free to 2x speed some of this stuff, like I keep saying. I don't want to hold y'all up if you've got stuff going on and you want to watch a slightly sped up version of my episode. I shall not judge you. But if you want to hang out for the whole thing, all the same, I appreciate y'all as well. This has just been a really, really freaking fun series in general, like I keep saying. It's redundant, I know, but I don't know, it just bears repeating in my opinion, because it's just been a grand old time. Oh boy, what was that? I don't know what that sound is. Is it the dragon? Am I screwed? Is it the dragon's time to attack? I keep getting max mushrooms, which is really cool. I still have a couple of extra... No, I have one left. Max mushroom. Whatever. I like having a couple extra spots open in my inventory for bonus items that I get from battles and stuff, just in case one is absolutely incredible and amazing and would have been a one-of-a-kind item that I would have missed otherwise, but... At the same time, what am I doing? These things are only vulnerable to specials. Like Psych Bomb, but it costs 15. Whatever, I'll just do an in-vein Warfan slap, and then I will just jump. And... ding. There we go. Only use specials on the dry bones. You'd think I'd learn that by now. Boink. Let's just do it right again. Real quick, right away, before I forget. Before T-Trom's goldfish brain fails him again. Alright. What the... Oh, excuse me, what kind of tree stump looking thing is that? I don't know what I'm looking at. Yet again. How many times have I said that throughout this LP? Good times, good times. That's one of the things that I've come to love about this game. I never quite know what's going to come out of the ether next in terms of all this kooky, crazy character design and whatnot. Slice and dice. Haha, get absolutely blocked, dude. Your sword swipe did nothing. I love how Mallow really does just sort of end up with one huge arm because they start to like fuse together because of that sticky glove and weapon. Another flower, which is absolutely something I'll take. Frog coin, cool. I guess if you were like looking for something to use frog coins on, you can totally do it nowadays because, like, here in the Barrel Volcano, they're practically giving them away for free. Or what is this called? It's just called a Stumpet. Well, color me unsurprised, because he just looks like a stump. Anyway, snowy time. Oh yeah, a couple people, I think at least, told me Star Rain here, Mallow, another one of Mallow's special attacks. I could press the button multiple times to like have the star bounce and stuff. And the monster's getting furious. Oh, he's angry. And yeah, the star can bounce and stuff, and I totally figured that out, and I tried it against the enemies I was grinding against earlier on. And it's kind of cool. I pulled it off, so thanks, y'all, for mentioning that as well. Too bad you're furious but can do nothing about it, Mr. Stumpet. Firebomb. Probably gonna end up tossing that. What? I was about to say, I, like, was literally right attacking that dude, like, basically full blast, and I faced right through him. Anyway, Thunderbolt. I'm out of snowy power, but that's okay, because these guys should be pretty weak. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Alright, time to get some more flowers back. Surprise, surprise, with how much I use them. Alright. We don't need Pure Waters or Firebomb. That's good. No thanks. Hope I can figure out what's going on in this volcano endgame-wise, or end area-wise, before I have to run out of syrups. That's one of the things I sort of regret, is not going back to a shop, like at Nimbus Land or anything, really. I should have gone somewhere. But that's okay. Boink. So I don't know exactly when this episode is going to be uploaded. So I'm starting to record some for, like I have like a backlog growing, because I keep getting excited and I want to keep recording more before I actually get them uploaded and stuff, but I actually put out a poll, as of recording, I put out a poll yesterday on my Twitter account. What does Endo Bubble do? I kind of forgot, and it's been so long, and... well, if it was supposed to make me change form or something, I guess it didn't work. Sorry, fella. But, yeah. I put out a poll on my Twitter for the next series that'll happen after Super Mario RPG. I did it because, again, I have a feeling that I've made decent progress in this game, and I want to at least be... I had a couple of, like, indie games that I was thinking about, you know, playing and featuring on the channel, and I wanted to see y'all's opinions and stuff. One of them is very much like a top-down 2D Zelda game, and one of them is very much like Donkey Kong Country. I'm talking about, in case you're wondering, Blossom Tales, which is the Zelda-like one, and Kaze and the Wild Masks, which is the Donkey Kong Country-like one. Last I checked on the poll, Kaze is winning, and, yeah, so we shall see. We shall see who ends up being the victor of that poll. To be honest, like I tend to say in a lot of my polls on Twitter, etc., the truth is, both of those games probably have a high probability of ending up on my channel anyway. regardless of which one wins the poll. It's less about like which one should I play in its entirety, and the other one will be flat out ignored. And it's more like which one will I play first, basically. So, if I'm in the mood, I might actually play one right after the other. But basically, the poll is just about which one do y'all want to see first. So, 222 health from my boy Bowser. Cranking it out now, man. Was he the one who had the experience booster on last I checked? I believe so. Yep, makes sense to me. Alright, how is everybody looking in terms of their... Toadstool has 26, Mallow has 26. Just gonna switch it out here for... There we go. Back to the princess. How many flowers do I have? Not a whole lot. Getting a little bit nervous about my syrup supply. Not gonna lie. Oh great, it's another one of those golem folks. Scary! Oh well, flowers, syrup, schmearup. I still have to attack the dry bones with specials, otherwise he won't die. He'll just be like, I shrug off your 300 damage causing lazy shell. I don't care how lazy your shell is, I'm still sticking around, type of thing. Although this golem is about to get snowied, so let's do it. So much control pad rotating in this episode. Don't you love it? Sayonara. I feel like there's been so many instances in this game where, like, enemies have, like, an ultimate attack or something that I should be potentially scared of, but I end up prioritizing the huge new enemy that I haven't seen before yet, and I get messages like, he's getting charged up, or he's getting angry, or he's awake, and then I just, like, defeat them before I have the chance to figure out what that actually means. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with that, though. If it ends up being a super punishing attack that I don't get to be on the receiving end of, I will not be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Let's go and put that on him. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up. I'm actually just gonna continue to the next area. Oh boy. Let's just get rid of the Stumpet right away. These enemies, like the golems, like to make those spiny enemies appear, and these Stumpets like to make these Magmus enemies appear, so I guess, like, the more I just attack the giant enemies first, the less of the grunts or the peons that they'll spawn, right? Hopefully, in theory. Decent amount of health that you have there, Stumpet. Allow me to rectify that. Nope, he's still there. Come on, get whacked. Yeah, Princess finishes it off. I love it when the Princess gets to deliver the final blow with her fan. It's awesome. Alright, yeah, let's fight a couple Magus. Magmus. I keep calling them Magus. That ain't what it is, fam. That ain't what it is. One could argue I should still be pretty conservative about these flowers, but I'm not. Clearly. Defense up. Mallow, you are just on fire at blocking those sword swipes. Because it's totally safe and makes perfect logical sense that you can block a sword swipe with your bare hands. Don't need to question it, man. This is just video games. That's how it works. Don't even think twice about it, man. It's just how it is. Shoutouts to the experience booster and all the frog coins that I used to purchase it, because it's like my favorite thing about this game right now. I am becoming an unstoppable machine right now, and these enemies are just giving me more and more experience because of the fact that I have that booster. I am just, I don't know, man, I'm just feeling really great about it. Slice. See, Mallow? Mario can't even handle the pressure. He can't even... He has gloved hands, and he still couldn't block it. You don't have any gloves on. You're a freaking Cloud Kid, and you are constantly blocking those sword swipes, so you just one-upped. You just one-upped Mario. Pun fully intended, because it's Mario. Anyway. Clear out my inventory for a sec here. Do not need the bracers that badly. If I really want to up the defense of the entire party, that's why I'm keeping these crystallines just in case. But as you guys have found out, I tend to forget about all of my red essences and all these extra stuffs that I have in my inventory. I tend to forget about them when I actually get into a boss fight that I say, oh, it might actually be useful here, you know? So, will that keep happening? I'm gonna assume so, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't beat myself up too bad about it. Hey, it just makes the fight a little bit more challenging, right? Makes the Let's Play last just a little bit longer. So yeah, if you want your voice heard as to what my next Let's Play will be, and that poll is still open, I've set it for 3 days, and I actually shouldn't have even mentioned it, because I'm willing to bet that by the time this video gets uploaded, the poll's already done. So I hope y'all like who won. Like I says, if you are looking more forward to a 2D top-down Zelda over a Donkey Kong Country-like, or you're looking more forward to a Donkey Kong Country-like over a Zelda-like, you know, whichever one you prefer, chances are both of them are going to end up at some point on the channel anyway, so if one loses, which obviously one has to lose in order for the other one to win, because that's just how logic works. Oh, hello, what's up? What's up here? Coinage, that's what's up here. But yeah, if one of them is going to lose, obviously, because it will, chances are the loser will also still be featured, just at a later date on the channel. Hinopio. Hey, this is the guy we were supposed to find in the volcano. Doesn't look like Pinocchio, so I guess there's no relation, like I was wondering. Anyway, phew, I thought I heard footsteps. For a minute, I thought I was nuts. I'm Hinopio, and this place is a regular inferno. Come on, step inside. Hinomart? Yo, is it like a... What is this? Look, it's like... Is that... Hey, it's like little Nintendo reference. There's like there's an R-Wing, there's I'm assuming this is a Captain Falcon type vehicle. Can't really make out what this last one is, and I am upset that I can't. It's a little too pixely, but that's really cool. I like those. Anyway, you're gonna sell me some stuff? Hopefully syrups. Welcome to the inn. 30 coins get you a room. Sure. You're staying? Great. I'll get everything ready for you. Well, I'll get a full heal, and then hopefully... I was kind of hoping he would sell me stuff. It says a shop, so... Morning. Now, wasn't that a cushy bed? Yeah, if by cushy you mean very crate-like, then yes, I suppose so. Welcome to the inn. You can't stay? Oh, alright. Are you gonna... He's not gonna sell me stuff, but it's a shop, it said. Oh, he went over here. Welcome to the armor shop. Oh, I see. That's funny. Fire stuff? Dude, yes. I gotta buy new armor for everybody. Or wait, except for Princess, because I'm pretty sure I am not gonna equip that lazy shell, like, ever on her, so. Let's go. Fire shirt, fire pants, fire cape, and fire shell. But not fire dress. And equip. Let's do some equipping. Fire shirt. Yes, yes. Fire pants. Absolutely. Lazy shell. We are skipping. Fire Cape, you betcha, and Fire Shell. The defense goes up and attack goes down. That's okay. I'm finally going to get my boy Bowser out of them work pants. It's okay if his attack takes a little bit of a hit, in my opinion, because the defense is worth it. Alright, there we go. We got our party all looking absolutely dashing in their fire outfits now. So let's sell some stuff now. Let's like sell like basically all this stuff, all the fuzzy stuff. Yeah, just free up some extra space. All right, cool, cool. So I guess over here is the items. Yes. Hooray. Okay, thank goodness he does sell maple syrups. I would have been dismayed if he didn't. All right. Bye, 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 bye. What can I sell to get this? These mushrooms are kind of redundant at this point. I think I'd rather just get more syrups to keep feeding Peach the ability to heal with magic, so that's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Alright, I feel a lot more protected now. Thanks, Hinopio. You are a bro. Although, where do I go now, though? Thanks for stopping by. You can always come back. Is there an exit on the other side? Yes, there is. Alright, cool. Save block. Was there a reason? Can you tell me if or if not there was a reason, game, for that shop to be literally right there? Is the dragon mere steps away from me? This is not a platformer. It's an RPG. Stop making me platform in an RPG. Oh well. I did it. Whoa. Oh boy. The screen's flashing red. All these fireballs are congealing. What's happening? It's a blarg! It kind of looks like a blarg anyway. This must be the dragon I've been looking for. Hey, my guy. You look absolutely adorable. You don't really look like a threat at all. You look like a Yoshi enemy, almost. How adorable. Yes, it's the Tsar Dragon, of course. And Helios. He's surrounded by 4 Helios. I'm tempted to attack the Helios, but I'm also tempted to just attack the Tsar outright, so... Oh, but you know what? Snowy can hit all of it, right? So... Watch me leave the Helios there, and whatever is left just somehow manages to heal the dragon. That would just be fantastic. Nope, they won't be left behind. Fantastic. Alright, don't take too... 33, see, you know, I might have leveled up quite a bit, but it's not like these attacks are insignificant, especially when you're dealing with a boss. As a matter of fact, remember I got just done talking about how much I forget these types of things? How about we just freeze our boy in place and use a red essence? I'm remembering this time to use my items. Can you believe it? This should allow us to not be attacked for 3 turns. Or, oh, pff, my bad. I'm. Okay, it just protects Mario for 3 turns, doesn't it? Anyway, let's use a crystal and then that'll give defense to everybody. Defense up. Mario's icon is going absolutely berserk. I'm so silly. I thought it... For a second, I just thought it was going to be for everybody. This is that attack that Yardiovic used against us that's super powerful. Well, it was mostly effective against Mallow. Alright, super jump time. 183. I should probably just stick with the lazy shell for Mario, honestly. Whack, whack. Yo! The princess not taking a whole lot of damage is quite a sight to see. I remember back in the day when I first had her on the party, and I was super nervous about her. Now she's an absolute force to be reckoned with, especially with that lazy shell armor. Woohoo! It makes me just ever so grateful. What the? What the? Now he turned into, like, he kind of reminds me of, like, the zombie chickens from Rayman 2. He's like a skeletal guy. Oh boy. Zombone is right. Anyway, let's heal Mallow a bit. Thank you! 100 health. Alright, get lazy shelled Zombone. 266. I feel like this dude has even less defense than the Tsar Dragon form did. Man, is the lazy shell armor seriously just that OP? I kinda love it, not gonna lie. 398 damage. Get, how you say, wrecked. Oh, Toadstool. I feel like you're going to be around for a while, and that makes me very happy. Alright, so now what form is he going to have? Nothing, he's just 2 forms. Okay, fair enough. Mario reaches level 28. Yeah, I may have over-leveled myself a bit, but I don't know. Do I regret it? The answer is a resounding no. Hey, take a look at that. Did I wrap up the chapter, or did I wrap up the chapter? Yo. Give me the star, baby. Give me the star, please. Is there any shenanigans afoot? I should have freaking known! Yo! It's one of the Axum Rangers, and I know the Axum Rangers from, like, other things. Fan animations and stuff, so I knew these enemies were in the game somewhere. I just didn't know exactly where. We got the star. We're amazing. We're unbeatable. We're gorgeous. You'd better leave now, chumps. This has to be, without a doubt, the longest, probably the longest freaking chapter in the game in terms of just how long it takes to, like, from when you learn about where the next star is to when you finally, and I mean finally, are able to get it. I'm going to try to just double back to that Hinopio area and hit that save block and basically call it an episode. And we will start off the next episode chasing after the Axum Rangers. How's that sound? That should be a real hoot. You know, I was trying to avoid that. But alas, 'twas not meant to be. Oh boy, Axum Rangers, I can't wait. So, another action-packed episode for today. This one, I hope it wasn't too hot for you, you know what I'm saying? What with all this volcanic action and what have you. Although it looks like it's going to continue, too, because we still need to chase after the Axum Rangers. Before I save, let me decide who is next in line to get the experience booster. Let's just put it on, let's just switch it with Mallow, why not? Because I think I'm just going to keep him out for the upcoming boss fight. Because I'm assuming that the Axum Rangers will be the next upcoming boss fight. So, let's do this thing. In the next episode, of course. Having a blast. I might have over-leveled, like I just said, but you know what? It is okay. We are going to continue this thing. We are going to see this game through. If I steamroll through the rest of it, so be it. But I don't feel like it's going to be a complete walk in the park because, like I says, those enemies still hit for decent amounts of damage, so you have to at least know when to heal properly and all that stuff, so it's not like it's a complete gimme, right? Right? I think I'm right. I don't know, anyway. Fun regardless, so I'm going to keep on playing. And if y'all want to keep on hanging out with me as you always do, please know that now and forever it means the world to me. Alright, thanks everybody for tuning in for another round of this goofiness. Until the next upload here on the T-Trom Plays Games YouTube channel, I've been your host, T-Trom. Take care of yourselves, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.